How's it going, everybody? Now, today I'm going to be talking about this here Magpul trigger guard. Oh, Magpul. First things first, let's talk about the good things. It's inexpensive. It does allow extra room for your fingers or for your finger. The bad thing is, and this is what this video is really about, the pros and the cons and whether or not you really want to risk it or whether you feel like dealing with this. Okay? So, this trigger guard is fine. I've never had any problems with it in itself. Now, the design of it is somewhat of a problem. So, let me tell you what I'm talking about here. You see that little screw right there? Let me show you. This little screw right here, I actually had some problems with. And the first problem was that the trigger guard itself is not how do you say, threaded. It's not threaded at all. So the only way that plastic trigger guard is going to become threaded is if you thread it yourself, which would not be too much of an issue. However, the screw that they give you is super tiny. I mean, look at it. It is eensy weensy super duper tiny. That was like the smallest Allen I had right there. If that tells you anything. So you have all this, you basically have to thread that thick plastic with that tiny Allen. As you can see, I still haven't, let me see if I can give you a side profile. I still have yet to screw that thing all the way in because I'm scared of it stripping. And I'll tell you one of the main problems is that Magpul, when they ship these things, they put basically globs of that yellow Loctite all over it. And I didn't think much of it, so I just tried to screw it in there and ended up stripping because you are now trying to basically thread plastic with this tiniest Allen key that you have with Loctite on it. How does that work? I don't know. So you have to figure out a way to get that Loctite off. I just soaked the Loctite in Hoppies. It still couldn't get all of it off. I got some of it, not all of it. I actually did have a problem with this. It did strip. The first screw, it stripped out. And I called Magpul, and they were very polite, very nice, and they sent me out another screw right away. The only way that I was actually able to get the strip screw out is if I did some JB Weld magic, wizardry, and put the JB Weld in there, and then I put the little Allen key in there inside with the JB Weld. Let it set overnight, and it was able to turn it loose in the morning. Then I just put it into some Hoppies, just a little tiny bit of Hoppies, and all the JB Weld came right off the parts. So that was a success. I was able to get that screw out of there and then put a new one in more carefully. Didn't try to screw it all the way in. If I had to look back on this whole thing, I just would have spent the extra money and got a spikes or whatever else trigger guard you want to spend your money on. But I wouldn't really go for the plastic. I'd probably go for something else more sturdy, that actually has threads, first of all. And that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Be safe.